This here is a remarkable,
Welcome to the Wedding of Distinction podcast, a program for the unique bride and groom. The Wedding of Distinction is a concept where brides and grooms want something better. Not just your average wedding. We have the tools to make that happen. Now, here's your host, Mike Fernino.
And according to the birth certificate, I am Mike Fernino. How are you? I hope everybody is keeping safe and healthy. And you are listening to the Wedding of Distinction podcast. We're going to talk bridal shows today. And I can't help but think when a couple gets engaged, one of the most fun activities to do and share together is attending a wedding bridal show. And this is a great opportunity to meet professional wedding vendors, shake hands. Wait, can we do that? And speak personally with all the professionals in hope of making a great connection and finding the right vendors to work with for your very special day. These events are incredibly social engagements that create connections. But unfortunately, in the age of COVID-19, we're all supposed to be disconnected. So what is a bride and groom planning a wedding to do? Today on the program, I've dialed up Cris Raposo of the Grand Wedding Expo based in Somerset, Massachusetts. Cris produces 4 wedding shows annually, and my company Music in Motion has participated with him just this past January 2020. I asked Cris the big question you all want to know, and that's, what's the future of bridal shows and when? When are we going to see events again? Obviously, that's very tough, if not impossible for Cris to answer, but he offers some very helpful insight. So let's have at it, shall we? On the Wedding of Distinction podcast. We're here today with Cris Raposo. Cris is with the Grand Wedding Expo, and they're based out of Massachusetts, but they do a lot all over the New England area, including Rhode Island. Hi, Cris. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm good. I'm breathing, and amen to that. And I hope you're doing well.
And healthy. That's the important part.
Yeah, you aren't kidding. So this was very important. I wanted to get a wedding show producer on the program to talk about shows. And before we go to the current situation, let's go all the way back to the beginning and talk about the Grand Wedding Expo, how you started everything, and where it came from.
Yeah, well, the show, the idea of doing bridal shows was almost an accident. I had been involved with as yourself, many years ago with the disc jockey service. We were very popular. We had multi-services, and this is way back in the mid-'80s and '90s. And when we started to phase out of that, I had some friends asking me about bridal shows in the area. I had been involved with many, and also did a lot of broadcast sales, radio sales, and I knew quite a bit about the bridal show industry. I started an event for a friend that owned a venue in the New Bedford area. We did an event with about 30 vendors. That was our first show. It was very successful. We followed the following year. We did the same. Then I started to realize that there was something there, and then we went to a larger venue, and then from there we went to Venus de Milo, and it just snowballed, and here we are with 4 shows and averaging over 400 to 500 brides per event. So it was pretty much something that was not planned way ahead. It's just something that we thought about doing, giving it a try, and then finally we realized that it was a good business, and I'm glad we did, because it's an enjoyable business, and we've been very successful at it.
Well, sometimes the best things in life can happen by accident.
That's correct. Yeah,
unplanned. So I know that Music in Motion, my company, we participated with you in the Warwick show. What's the coverage area for Grand Wedding Expo?
We do a show in November in Foxborough, right near the stadium. In early January, we do a show at the Venus de Milo in Swansea, Massachusetts. At the end of the same month, we do the show in Rhode Island. In February, we have an event at the Boston Marriott in Burlington, Massachusetts. When we do the marketing, we average about 30 to 50 mile radius. We pretty much cover most of New England.
Right. And the most recent show that we were with you at the Warwick at it's the Crown Plaza, the Crown Plaza in Warwick. That show was at the end of January. that place was packed, Chris. It was a fantastic show.
Yeah, we did well with that show. It was a great event, and it is funny because we also had the event in February, which was very successful. And 1 week later, this whole thing just blew up. Yeah,
Right.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't able to participate with you at the end of February because I was in Vegas for
Right.
the Photo Booth Expo. And same thing, I was out there and really we weren't talking much about it. And then as I was coming home, it was all over CNN. The whole thing just blew up. So that's that's our little appetizer. And now for the main course, let's get to what everybody wants to know. What's the future of bridal shows? Where do you see it going right now? And what do you know? And what can you tell the listeners of my podcast as far as future bridal shows and wedding events?
That is $1 million question. I mean, everybody is looking at looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, and right now it's a little difficult to come up with exact dates. This is a situation where there's a lot of variables. Right now, I feel that based on what I hear from some of the experts, and we know that experts say a lot of different things, but sometimes they may be way off on their predictions. In this case, one person that made a lot of sense tells us that, well, the future of things starting up again, it depends on how quickly we can get a vaccine. We all know that these shutdowns and social distancing, and it's all very important right now, and it's the only solution they have. But this is a short-term solution because the world cannot stop. The economy is taking a huge hit. So right now, this has to be resolved. And so they're working very hard to come up with a vaccine. But from what he says, that the medical world and the pharmaceutical industry never produced a vaccine in 18 months, which is the number that the speculation on. Most people talk about 18 months to develop a vaccine. Mm-hmm. It never happened. So based on that, I don't see the industry starting up again until probably the end of next year. I mean, hopefully not, but if it takes 2 years for a vaccine to be approved by the FDA and the CDC starts easing up on the restrictions, and in my case, for bridal shows, I'm sure that even if we are able to do shows this winter 2021, there will be restrictions. We don't know what the restrictions will be. I've been trying to reach the Department of Health in Foxborough to discuss the situation for this November show. That might be postponed until January or February. I don't know what their restrictions will be. I know they will probably require larger, wider aisles, probably unidirectional. We may be only able to do one row of vendors per aisle. So all this is up in the air. So in terms of starting up again, being optimistic, maybe January, February of 2021. But again, it all depends on what the governor and the local governments will decide.
How about technology? I mean, we've been seeing the emergence of all of this amazing technology and Zoom like we're using right now for this interview. Any chance of seeing an online virtual bridal show?
Well, there's been some great ideas. I've been researching, as you probably can imagine. We all looking to see what is new out there. We know that a lot of brides and a lot of couples that have been planning for a long time to get married, and this puts a stop on their plans. They decided to get married anyway and have the celebration later on. They get married and do a video conferencing type thing with friends. That is already happening. Bridal shows, very possible. I know there is a group now doing some kind of a conference with vendors. I've seen that online. As far as we are concerned, as far as the Grand Wedding Expo, our main focus obviously was the shows. And secondary to that, we have a website that supports the shows. The website may be the primary concern with a lot of marketing, and the shows will be a secondary part of the website, based on the fact that a lot of people right now, even before the pandemic, the people shopped online more than before. And little by little, we see a tendency for that to happen. So we still will be producing the shows, but we'll be doing a lot more online.
Well, Cris, I wish you all the best. And please give the website information so people could check that out and see what you got cooking for the future.
Sure. Go to our website at grand-wedding.com. That's grand-wedding.com. We already have some information about the future dates. Obviously, we do have a asterisk there with notes that none of the dates are confirmed based on this, but as soon as we have confirmed dates, we will definitely let the people know. And also any new changes that we'll implement in our website to help brides and grooms plan their wedding, obviously will be something that will be publicized probably within the next month or two.
Excellent. And I can't wait to be able to actually mingle with people again for the first time in a long time at one of your shows in the future. Cris, I hope you take care of yourself and be healthy, and we'll see you again very, very soon, hopefully.
Great, Mike. Thanks for having me.
This here is a remarkable, so
The Wedding of Distinction podcast is a production of Music in Motion Entertainment. All rights reserved. Any unauthorized publication of this program is strictly prohibited. For the Wedding of Distinction podcast, I'm Mike Vincent. Happy wedding planning, everybody.
Come on.